Cardwell was selected in the 4th round, 121st overall by the San Jose Sharks in 2021. Cardwell was selected as a first-time re-entry, meaning he actually played his D+2 year this year. This allows us to accurately compare his game to other CHL D+2s for the Sharks like Coe and Gushchin. Cardwell played primarily left wing. He scored 23 goals, 35 assists in 49 games for the Barrie Colts in the OHL. On the left, you can see some just really impressive stats tracked by Mitch Brown at EP. I think the reason for his 99 overall ranking is that Cardwell does a lot. He shoots the puck, he carries the puck, and he retrieves the puck at amazing rates in the OHL. So we're going to get into all of it and more with a new microphone this week using the FET. With a new microphone, that's officially a $40 investment into this project, so you're all welcome. Alright, so the FET will be used to break down how Cardwell carries the puck, distributes the puck, finishes plays, and finally how he retrieves the puck. All scores are from 1 to 9, with a 5 being a top 12 NHLer, a 6 is a top 9 NHLer, a 7 is a top 6 NHLer, an 8 is a top line forward, and a 9 is a truly exceptional level for each skill. Getting above a 6 means that a player is pretty darn good at a specific skill actually, so that's just something to keep in mind for this video. Let's start with carry. Cardwell possesses great quickness without really a top-end gear. He uses speed to get around defenders and carry the puck really well at this level into the offensive zone. He has decent four-way mobility, good overall agility on his skates. I like the way that he utilizes his speed to either carry the puck in himself or chip pucks past defenders and immediately get after them. I think his stick handling and his puck reception could be improved, however. He suffers from stone hands when he's trying to do too much with his hands too quickly a lot of times. He has a good transition game and a good feel for transition, but he's grading a bit low here just because if he's not the one carrying the puck, he often doesn't hit other players with clean passes in transition. We'll get to that a bit more in the distribute category, but let's watch a few clips of the carry. Cardwell was among the leaders in controlled entries per 60 this year in all of the junior leagues. He doesn't hesitate to push the puck up against defenders and try to either get around them with his speed or really battle through them with his physicality. Given his small stature though, and his lack of really effective stick handling technique, I do think he won't be quite as effective at the next level, but this year it certainly was impressive. Cardwell shows off some good acceleration here to spring for a breakaway. He's often a breakaway threat on the penalty kill or even at even strength just because of his good acceleration and the pressure that he applies to players in the defensive zone. He gets ahead of steam going here on this clip. He spots a man at the line for a quick pass and he immediately sprints down to retrieve the puck dump in. Ultimately, while he does grade around a 6, which is good in the carry category, it's his retrieval of the puck that we'll talk about at the end of the video that is most impressive. For now, let's talk about how Cardwell distributes the puck. Overall, this is Cardwell's lowest category. While I can see elements of an effective transition game, his passing ability is below NHL standards. He identifies quickly the player he should pass to in transition, but he will constantly put it in their skates or too far ahead. In the offensive zone, he will often just shoot the puck to no one or to an open space or just throw it on net rather than keeping his head up and identifying a shooter. Occasionally, he demonstrates good touch on his passes, but often they kind of seem like accidents rather than the norm. We'll see lots of examples here in a second of him just kind of missing or misidentifying plays. Lastly, when he does identify a shooter, he possesses next to no deception with his passes. He either turns his entire body to face them or he's staring them down while he completes the pass. Alright, I think that's enough. I think this last one is my favorite, though. Cardwell tries to get around a defender, he doesn't get enough power on his pass, and he loses the puck. And then after a brief skate around, he gets the puck back, and then he can't complete a 2-foot pass. He sends it right to his teammate's skates. Then he gets the puck back again, and he misses a stretch pass for an icing. So in total, 3 missed or off-target passes in one shift. But let's talk about how he does pass the puck effectively. All these clips are examples of what I mentioned before, where he's completing the pass, it's leading to a chance or a rush up ice, but there isn't a lot of deception to it. Watch how he has to turn his entire body to complete even a simple 5 to 10 foot pass. I'm not saying this is every pass, and I'm sure someone is going to point to a highlight reel pass and say, see, look, I told you. But from what I've seen, what I've watched, his distribution really isn't up to snuff as compared to the other Sharks prospects. At least right now. It can get there. It just needs some time and a little bit more touch on his pass. Oh, this clip? Nah, it's just an unrelated cross-ice pass. Anyways, let's get to the finish category.
Overall, Cardwell is grading at a 5.5, but I'd call it a soft 5.5. I think he has a lot of NHL attributes in this category. He gets to the net front really well. He has the strength to muscle himself into space for rebound opportunities or tip opportunities. I believe at the next level, this is where Cardwell will be most successful with scoring. If Cardwell can continue to grow on this and get those dirty goals, which we'll see a bunch of in these next few clips, his overall game can make him a top 9 forward in this category. He has good offensive awareness to get open for one-timer, and generally does get those on net as well. Let's take a look at a few clips. One thing to keep in mind about Cardwell as we're watching a bunch of these clips here is this graph. Cardwell shoots a lot, like a lot. He averages over 20 shot attempts, or 20 shots per 60, putting him among the highest in all the junior leagues. The issue is that only 10% of his shots are actually from a high danger area. Gushchin's included on this graph as a reference, as he also shoots around the same rate, 20 shots per 60 or so, but over 25% of his shots are from high danger. It just goes to show that Cardwell often will get into the zone and whip it on net from wherever he is. I described Cardwell's shot as accurate. He does get it on net from distance pretty well. It doesn't have the type of power, the velocity that Gushchin or even Ko's shot has. His release is a tad bit slower as well. It does have the ability to score off the rush, as we've seen in quite a few clips here already. I'm going to throw this last clip in here just because it's absolutely gorgeous. It's also a segue into Cardwell's best category, which is the retrieval of the puck. Cardwell's a fantastic forward checker. He hustles back on most plays when the puck exits the zone. He has great defensive awareness. He gets his stick in lanes constantly. He has an ability for stick lifts, steals, and really establishing body positioning on his man to get the puck away from them. I've saved probably over 20 retrieve clips from him, but it's evident on every shift from Cardwell. I'm rating it only at a 6.5, but with a bit more work into his physique, his physicality could improve, and I think he could really grade out as a top 6 forward in this skill. This is probably my favorite and most ridiculous graph from Mitch Brown here. This is a graph of offensive zone retrievals on the x-axis and controlled entries on the y-axis. Cardwell is in the top right. Somehow, Cardwell carried the puck into the offensive zone per 60 minutes at one of the highest rates in the junior leagues, and then he also still retrieved the puck at a rate per 60 higher than almost every other junior player. So basically, if you want the puck to get into the offensive zone and for it to stay there, there may not be a better forward in juniors right now. Very occasionally you can see Cardwell overcommit on the penalty kill. He takes wide swaths across the ice. Very aggressive penalty killers in the NHL can do this successfully, but needs to be careful about this going forward, as players with a bit more skill might burn him on this. So where does this leave Cardwell overall? First of all, I love Cardwell's versatility. I want to make that really clear. He played all three forward positions at some point during the year. He played power play, he played penalty kill, he played very hard, even strength minutes. What he's good at is readily apparent. He's high energy, he's a high event player who's skilled at getting pucks into the offensive zone, retrieving them once they're there, and creating opportunities. I enjoy his physicality for someone of his size. I think someone mentioned this about Seth Jarvis, but he possesses, quote, smart physicality. He can establish body positioning really well in front of the net. I think his downfalls really come in his actual skill level. I don't really see the hands, the shot power, or especially the passing talent to be a top 6 forward right now in the NHL. What I do see, and this is why his ranking is kind of like this, is a ranking of a 5.5. Essentially a third or fourth line tweener who can chip in offensively, forecheck extremely well, and play on the penalty kill with some improvements. Actually, you know what? I'm going to break the rules. I'm going to give him a 5.75. It's my show. I think he has a real shot to make an NHL roster one day, and that's why I'm bumping him up just a quarter of a point, even if he isn't really the flashiest player. Alright, here's where we sit overall on our 3 so far ranked players. My original goal of getting the majority of these done by the draft has failed a bit, but hey, it's a long offseason coming up. How about next week we get out of the OHL and we head west to Tristan Robbins.
Steelheads with it, stopped by Guzda, and Cardwell will get it out. Backhands it into the Mississauga zone. Bazran got a stick on it. Bjorkvik home, up to Pruder, that got by him, kept it at the point. Puck goes to the side of the net. Holy Bjorkvik home to Vecchia. Vecchia putting it across here for Aiden Pruder. Verity trying to catch up to it. Bierling gets it out. A minute remaining now in the first period. Mississauga up by 2. Uberti and Lavoie, the goal scorers. Puck's at center ice. Cardwell trying to get it to Forrester, but getting a stick on it there was Vecchia. Forrester in the corner. Puck got away from him. Vecchia loses it. Bierling quickly to Cardwell. That chance blocked by Delbel Belouz. Loeki keeps it in. Cardwell, nice move, puts it to the net. Again, Forrester can't control it. Tyson Forrester from the point. We'll put this along the boards, trying to get it to Cardwell. Bjorkvik home was in the way. Cardwell in the corner, takes the hit. And the Steelheads, they'll get it out.